before I ever was in this business, I loved the Jamie Kennedy experience.
Thank you.
Experiment. Sorry, I said it wrong.
Big fan. Experience. I loved your show, the Jamie Kennedy excrement.
I love that.
Got him.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You clicked. You're here for another episode. Thank you for doing all that you do to listen or watch. You know, I love doing this show because I love meeting people in the business of comedy and doing things and connecting people. And what I do is I harass them. I go, listen, you got to come to my garage. We have one air conditioner in the wall. Come by and sit. It's fancy. It's nice. And this next guy, I want to just say before I truly introduce him, I'm a big fan of his. I've been a big fan of his as a consumer of comedy before I was trying to do stand-up. I used to always watch his stuff. I still watch his stuff. I watch him do stand-up here. I love his movies. I love his shows. And I feel really grateful that he came by to hang out with me, not really knowing what he was getting into. He just walked in and said, I got a lot of thoughts. Hit record. Without further ado, give it up for Jamie Kennedy, everybody. The one and only.
What's up, bro? Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here.
No, because I really don't know how I know you. I just know you as the guy who hosts Shin shows
I do.
and probably do spots too.
I do spots.
Yeah.
I do.
And you're very well dressed. And you said, hey, come do my pod. I'll send you a car.
Yeah, I did.
So I was like, who sends a car? So then you gave me the address, and I thought, oh, that's by Osborne Media, which are the Osbournes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it must be in that building. And then I was like, okay. And then he hits me with La Mariah. I can't say it.
Yeah.
He hits me with an address,
street.
and I go, wait, is that an office or a house? And he's like, oh, it's a house. And I'm like, you're sending a car. And then I knock on the door. There's some guy next to you drinking a White Claw. It's
really?
1 o'clock. And I'm like, yo, what's up, dude? He's like, what's up? And I'm like, where's the pod? He's like, what? So that's the house over. 3 guys are down the street doing fucking work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where am I?
The Armenian Mafia funds this show.
And then I was like, okay, so yeah. So then I was like, so what? And then you were going to send the car.
Do you want to know why?
Why? And then I get here. And then the door, it was just like an old lady, and there was a dog barking, and I'm like worried. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm at the wrong house. And then when I go in, it's a really bigger, much bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
The studio's incredible.
Thank you.
Very nice young man over here, and it's cool, but just I don't know how I got a lot going on in my life.
I appreciate.
But you kind of like, I don't know. You sold me. I forget. You said you had a lot of people, so I'm curious what the history of this pod is.
Well, thank you for being here, man. Thank you for letting me convince you. I give off the aura of being I am a professional host. I work in TV and I host videos and stuff. So I give off the aura.
I work in TV.
Yeah, remember TV?
Wait, what do you mean you work in TV?
I do interviews like for NBC as well.
But
so
I work. I've had some history in TV.
I know. I love your TV.
So you
shows.
mean you've been in TV? You do TV shows? What
I do
TV
a
show?
local TV show.
Oh,
I'm
local
the
TV
guy
show.
on local TV
Okay.
still.
You're a host.
It's a day job. That's why I host a lot of comedy shows. But I try to give off the aura like we're backed by big capitalist media companies.
I bought
We're
it.
not.
I bought it.
Well, you're here.
I bought it.
But I
fucking suckered me.
I mean, dude, I'm going to send this to the Osbournes. Does that matter?
Suckered me. But you know what? I'm here, so.
This is why you're a real one, though. This is what I love about stand-ups, though. You've done so many cool, amazing things in your career, but I do find that when you meet comics at shows that are real and want to have a good time, you show up to have a good time for a minute. Like, you get it. You do. You have a great podcast yourself. You talk to all types of people.
Yeah, well, the community has changed so much, so it's like we didn't used to be a community. We used to be like really successful comics and everybody else trying. And now, you know, like I tell your generation this, like when I would go in the early 90s to the Improv, Jerry would be walking out, George Wallace would be next to him, Roseanne would be in the corner, Drew Carey's going up, and George Lopez is on stage.
Wow.
That's a little different than where we're at today.
Yeah.
And I'm literally trying to go in to sign up to get a spot in a month because that's how crazy it was.
Wow.
And so it's just, but you know, I never looked at those guys. I never talked to those guys. I keep my head down. And now, since it's advent of social media and podcasting and stuff, it's kind of like this community and in a positive way of like
Yeah.
good, helping and like, hey, I'm doing a younger guy's pod. He's getting me, whatever I bring to the table, my older wisdom. But there's also a lot of like cross-pollination of shit. Like
I love that.
but it's good and it's bad because there's also never been more people that are doing comedy. They're
I know.
absolutely delusional.
I feel that way too. I also
That
really,
disrespect the art form
I agree with you.
because they got laughs once at a fucking pool
yeah.
at fucking the Mondrian, and they're in a bikini and they're like, I can do this.
I like what you're saying. Part of this podcast for me has been talking to folks like you who I really feel like a student of stand-up. I like learning about it. I love the history. You're a killer. I've seen you perform so many times.
Thank
So I
you.
appreciate your wisdom because I love the entertainment business history. I'm like an old soul. So talking to people in different eras, like I had on, you probably know Tom Dreesen was on a couple weeks ago. Tom Dreesen's a
Legend.
old school legend. But I talk to these comedians.
That's really
about-
good. If you had him on, then you should have anybody.
Well,
on.
I'm just trying to slowly make you feel comfortable for
He
coming.
opened for Frank.
I know. We want to
No,
make you.
I don't. I do feel comfortable, bro.
Oh,
I'm
good.
half kidding with you, but you did text me the other night. We had a weird exchange.
I
could tell people that.
I think that gave you a little bit of guilt in a way. I don't know. You
No.
just like, F this guy.
Not guilt for
Just so
me.
you know, I've met so many
Not
people.
guilt for me.
Bro, I've met so many people. I say that to everybody, but you took offense. Just tell everybody. I don't care. I said you're big time in me.
No, you said, "Are you big timing me?" No one ever says that. But it's also like big timing you. Like, are you 12? Like, who
Oh,
said
bro,
there is
I'll
no
send
big?
you a car 'cause
My
you're big
life is
time.
crazy.
Hey, I'll send you a car because you're big time. Don't you get it?
But then you do just want to send the car, which I wouldn't take because I'm like, that's just stupid. Like, don't worry about that.
It's because I've been an interviewer for so long, and I know how bad people could treat guests. So I really go out of my way. I want you guys to have a good time when you come. That's my whole thing.
Yes. Well, I'm here. I'm very
love it, man.
comfortable. I do love this studio.
Thank you, man.
Is this? Can I say that you can believe it? Is this Van Nuys?
No, this is Sherman Oaks.
This is great. Like,
Thank you.
Because I just sold my house and I'm
Oh.
waiting for the real estate market to crash.
Yeah.
And there's some dope like houses around here that I could become the old lady in the valley.
To be honest, I'm new to LA. I moved here 2 years ago.
From where?
New York.
Okay.
So, but I love the valley. It's suburban. It's family. I got 2 kids, so it's like it feels.
You
good
have
out here.
kids?
Yeah, yeah.
They don't live here,
No, I don't never bring them here, because I keep.
but you live with 3 other dudes.
I don't live here. I
This
just work
is
here.
really 2023.
Yeah, we're all TikTok.
Oh, this is you guys' workhouse.
It's our workout. Except one guy
Oh.
lives here.
I have 2 kids.
2 kids. But what I'm saying is, I like the valley.
You married?
Yeah, still. yeah.
R.I.P. to your wife. Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. No. It's good. It's good. It's
All
good.
right.
We got a baby at home, so we're going through it. But I like it out here. This is your gateway to coming out here. But what we're saying about the history and stuff is, I like that you're saying it's more accessible because you're a testament coming out on the pod. This form of media is cool. But what about everything you've been able to do from stand-up being the vehicle for you? Like, it's totally changed. Like now, you go become a regular at the Comedy Store or something. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a sitcom or go get in a movie. How do you feel about the kind of trajectory of this business? Because I want to get better on stage to be a better comedian. I want to be a better stand-up. I'm not, but it's a totally different like gatekeeping world now for us. Now I'm like, I need to get viral on TikTok to go sell tickets. Like, it's totally different. Do you feel the pressure of now versus how you started?
No pressure. Absolutely no pressure.
That's good.
Only time I'd ever feel pressure is like going on stage and it's like a room of my peers or people that I consider mentors artistically that I like want to do well. But no, I mean, I've already done it. So it's like, I'm just lucky to do it. But to answer your question, it's totally different world now. First thing I would ask somebody like you is how long you been doing comedy?
5 years stand-up.
And why do you want to do comedy? Honestly, at your deepest core, why do you want to do it?
I love this question.
Because most people aren't honest about it.
No, I'll be super real with you. I've been hosting for so long. I'm an interviewer by trade. This is what I do for a living. I want to do stand up because I truly feel like I can make people laugh and I can have fun with it, and I can grow an audience around good natured, feel good, funny bits, and I just want to make people laugh. I literally don't.
All right.
Keep
Not terrible answer. It's a little half and half.
Little foofy.
Yeah, I mean, I started stand up is because I wanted love.
Okay,
I wanted attention.
I think that's in there for me.
I
Yeah.
wanted fame.
Sure.
I wanted girls. Like, I'm really honest about why I do
Yeah.
it. And, like, some people be like, I love the artistic form. And I love it. It's like, stop it. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up on Van Halen. You know what I'm saying?
You want a rock star comedian.
Exactly. So I grew up on Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
So I ask people when they want to do it, why they want to do it. Like, I never wanted to be a stand-up. I just wanted to be some kind of famous entity. And I only got pushed into stand-up because people told me I should try it. Like, all these people that try it, I never wanted to do it. I was just pushed into it by different coworkers. Like, you're never going to make it in the real world. You got to try stand-up.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, well, I was lucky, right?
Yeah.
And then when I went on, I had no idea what I was doing. And then once I discovered I could do like a voice or a character, it kind of molded me. But then again, I used stand-up, like you're saying, as a vehicle because 90, 91, 92, that's what you did.
Right.
Stand-up, 5 minutes, TV show, guest spot, boom, development deal for a sitcom, the movie. Think of Tim Allen. Successful stand-up, TV show, special, Home Improvement, the Santa Claus, the book, world tour. That's everyone's goal.
Totally.
And then you're done. Like, you just tour the world. And then around 2015, when social media caught up, you had to, like, kind of go back to the clubs because you saw other, like, I would do 7 shows on a weekend, come home, and people that were playing arenas were doing 10 minutes at the Laugh Factory. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on? I'm dead tired.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's almost like we're all like keeping up with each other. I'm not saying we're not getting better and all this stuff, but it's like, yo, we just, you know what I mean? So it's like, so it's a different world now. You got to be everywhere every time if you play into that.
Yeah.
So the backstory is if you want to do comedy, which you're doing, and you're obviously very proactive, and you also have a successful job in what you're doing with hosting, just be honest about why you want to do it. Like,
I love that.
it's like if you're really a tortured soul like Kurt Cobain, like Kurt Cobain's one of the purest artists I believe ever lived. Like, he was, look at his drawings, look, he was a painful, Eminem, a painful artist who's brilliant, you know. There's other people that just want to be escape artists and just be funny all the time. So it's whatever you want to do, just be honest. And in terms of success, I know nothing, but I can tell you this, that it's great to play everywhere. Consider nowhere a home. I like to be everywhere. I'm a Gemini. And just build an audience.
Nice.
Because you can take an app now, sell 80 tickets in a night, $15, the Paul C show, and you can just build.
Yeah.
And that can be any app. That can be Snap. That can be TikTok. That can be Facebook. So that's my opinion, and that's all I have to
I
say.
love that. I appreciate that, man. You could host a seminar. I feel like
I would never charge because I also think that's predatory to young artists.
Totally. Well, you're talking about the stand-up scene in L.A. That's all it is to young stand-ups.
Well, paying for $5 to do 5 minutes is crazy.
I know.
I never did that in my life.
Yeah. Everything you're saying, at least I know I'm sort of on track because I came to realize that this is the root. Because to be honest with you, because you're asking me a good question about why.
How old are you?
36.
Okay.
You're asking me a great question, and I think doing stand-up, you have to be introspective. And in any creative form, you got to figure out, why am I doing this? I'm going to get knocked down. What's the point here?
Most introspective.
Yeah, I always wanted a talk show. My heroes are the late night guys, so I always wanted to do late night. That was always my dream. The dream for me, I realized, doesn't mean I don't have to do a talk show one day that this can grow, whatever, right? I still love talking to people and interviewing, but stand-up shifted for me because as a host for companies, I always felt like a little part of me wasn't authentic because I'm with, this famous actor, and I'm going to do the thing that airs on TV and be a little vanilla. And, I don't want to be like Ryan Seacrest. I worked in that realm. I want to be authentic to who I am and share it with the world. But my biggest dream now, my dream changed. I want people like you and stand-ups like you to tell me I killed, and I want to be able to go into any club and just get up. That's my dream now. That's literally it.
That's very achievable.
That's it.
They work on your stuff, and you can have a killer 15 minutes and just kill it. You can do that.
You kill it every time. Now wait, you tour all the time, right?
I do.
See you on the road a lot.
I'm finishing out this year, and then I don't have anything booked for 2024. I'm gonna like figure out some new stuff.
Nice. How long have you've done the road for? As long as you've been doing stand up, or
Started really hardcore in 1990, but I really started hardcore in stand like 91, and then I did it for like 4 years till 95, pretty much open mic, and once in a while I would get a spot at the big clubs only if like an agent like got me a spot. And then pretty much from 95 to 99 I took off because I was acting so much, and I was like, okay, I used it. And then I got an agent, and they started sending me to colleges, and the money was so good that I started getting back into it again and learning how to do it. And then I did that for a while. And then it went down again. I did a couple specials, and the DVDs didn't really sell. And then I was like kind of depressed with it. And then social media and Netflix came up. And I've had a lot of ups and downs in my career, but stand-up is the one thing. The actual business of stand-up has always been there for me. They always give me an offer. They always want me to do a spot. And now I kind of feel like I never really felt like a stand-up. You know, like to me, a real stand-up is Bill Burr. You know, it's, Joan Rivers, Bill Hicks, George Carlin. Those are the real stand-ups. Eddie Murphy. But I felt like I kind of am now, even though I still feel like I'm multiple things. I'm an actor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've hosted a lot of stuff, but now I'm just too much into the deeper shit that I've already made money from it. And corporations are too constricting on what you can do, but it's great.
Yeah.
I used to do that. I used to put on the monkey suit, all that. Not a diss to you. That's not a diss. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? No, because I fucking did Skechers. I've done Intel.
I know.
I've done so many corporates, and it's like so strict. But it's great money.
Yeah. The reason I wear this is because of Dean Martin, not because of corporate. But that's why I like. I
know.
Suits.
We used to call the suits monkey suits. That's all.
You should. I mean, in a way.
Not calling you a monkey.
No, it's funny. I did a show accidentally in a shirt just like that the other night in stand-up, and I actually had one of the best sets I've ever had. I said, maybe I am constricting myself as a stand-up with the suit because I like wearing the suit.
No, you got to do what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm
and then you'll move out. But what's crazy is think about what you just said. Dean Martin, like, this is a legend, right? Like a real legend.
Love him.
And yet, that's not the world. People go up now wearing fucking pajamas, and they may sell 8,000 tickets. You know what I mean? Like, or 12,000. Or
for some reason to me,
it's a wild. But you're a throwback.
It's a
I respect
zone.
that.
Yeah. Like I want to smoke a cigar on stage one day and get away with it. But that's like a Ace Clay thing too, maybe. But I love what you're saying. You are into the deeper though. I want to touch on this for a second, just to follow what you said about being deeper. Because if you tune into your podcast and your clips, every day I see you talking about some crazy stuff. I mean, you are a smart guy who also. I can't tell if you're like a conspiracy theorist who was at January 6th or if you just like making your audience, you push the envelope enough to question everything so that we think about it. But which is it? Because I'm trying to figure you out. I don't know you well enough. As a comedian, do you like pushing just enough to make us think? Because you do that with stand-up too. I love the way you talk about the COVID vaccines. Like, you have some takes that are unique.
Thank you.
And also, don't get me wrong because of my outfit. I am not like, I don't do politics. I'll talk about anything, and I'm in the middle about a lot of things. But I'm curious. I don't want to put you in a black and white box, but I am curious, like you as a person, you seem to go off the deep end in a great way. Does that sound like a good descriptor?
Very good. I think conspiracy theory, the term should be like a hate speech, because it kind of stops people from actually questioning, right? Like,
right.
And if you look at the last 3 years, a lot of things that were deemed conspiracy theories have been right.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely that, but I don't think it's conspiracy. I think it's just deep diving. I'm an open mind.
Yeah.
As a comedian, I don't think there's anything that should not be explored or off limits, you know? It's all about how you present it. But I am in the place in my life, I don't really need to do stand-up. I mean, like, I've, been fortunate. I've made enough money that I could probably just live the rest of my life.
Nice.
And I don't but I do it because it's like something's happening. Like people are asking my opinion, and I'm getting into it, and it feels my soul. You know, I've done a lot of things,
Yeah.
and so it's like I feel like it's not about money anymore. It's about I'm an artist. I'm becoming an artist, I guess, and so I just see the complete hypocrisies in the world and how insane it is, and I have to comment on it, and that's our job. We are now the seekers. We are now the people that are gonna hold people accountable. You know what I mean? And I hate it when I see other comics trying to stifle other comics' voices.
I agree. I also think that we're the last dying breed, hopefully not dying, of like what you're saying, putting things up to an audience, making you question, and it being allowed. Because like even like you said about the term conspiracy theorist, I think you're a questioner. I think I'm
Yeah.
a seeker too. I think I always want to know what's really going on there. But you're right. The second you hear this, people go, "Oh, okay, you love Trump. You're in this sect. You're going to go into a box over here in my head. This is what it's going to be." We're like box thinkers now.
Yeah, it's not healthy. I mean, it wasn't like that. You could be on a set when Rob Schneider is considered right wing or to the right, or Tim Allen is considered a hardcore Republican. It's like, what are you talking about? I've worked with these guys. I've seen these. They're hilarious.
They're comedians.
You know what I mean? Just as Sarah Silverman's hilarious.
Yeah.
It might be different political spectrum, but everyone could coexist on a set.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably not happening now. Like people are so, and that's, you know, if you want to go deep down in that could be, you know, divide and conquer type
Well,
of
do
thing.
you feel? I feel like comedians get a great measurement of the country, and that's. I really want to tour. I've never toured, but do you feel like do you change your set? Your set probably you have sets I'm sure that will kill in Alabama, and then you have another set that would probably kill in California. So do you kind of morph a little bit, or like with these opinions, or you still ask the same questions?
Alabama is not as Alabama as you think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you think so?
it is.
How was that?
That was not bad. It's very much more hip than people realize, but also LA is much more closed-minded than people realize.
I think you're right.
And so, do I adjust? No, kind of ish. I'll take some bits out if I know. Like, 'cause at the end of the day, people pay $30. I want them to have a good time.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm gonna kind of at the end of this year just stop and like I really only want to do shows for my audience. Like I really want to just do people that come to see me. And LA, there's definitely times where the audiences will get uptight. They're much more looser now, and I will definitely want to push into that because I think it's embarrassing.
I love seeing you do that. You're so good at that.
Thank you. It's sad that grown people really get their fucking booty all fucking in a knot.
Well, it's like
when we're in Los Angeles. This is the home of hell. I mean, it's embarrassing. You know what I mean? You're going to get offended at a joke, but you're going to do coke at 4 a.m. in Van Nuys. Are you a child? Like, give me a break.
Totally.
So it's like a bunch of pussy shit.
Yeah, I also think socially LA is funny because you have everyone in the crowd. Say you push the envelope. I see sometimes at shows people want to see. It's almost like making the black joke and seeing if the black guy's laughing. Type
They
thing.
will.
It's like let's wait. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, oh, it's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we could do it. We're allowed. It's people not.
They
wanting
wait for
to-
approval
Yeah, they don't want to. That's like the,
from the black person, so the white person then laughs.
But with any subject that pushes the envelope, people don't want to be. We live in a world now where people don't want to appear like something unless they know it's okay. I think that's the world now in a way.
And that's why we have problems. Because last night I was with my girl, and I was at a place called Topper's Pizza. It's a great pizza. And I saw 5 dudes in a booth eating. Now you're going to go, what does that have to do with what we're talking about? Because those 5 dudes, I could never eat in a booth with 5 dudes. I've just never been that dude at all. I'm one-on-one, maybe 1 or 2, right? 5 dudes. What is it going to happen in that booth? That's going to be groupthink. And they don't want to say something that pisses off the other dude or makes them think they're weird. And that microcosm of that booth is the world. People are scared of their friend circles, of their family. They're scared of being shunned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shun away. I've always been a loner. a lot of people know me. Very few people are close to me. And in this world, dude, the way it is.
Yeah.
God bless your kids.
Yeah, I know.
How your kids by the time they're 5, they had just approved the flying car, dude.
Yeah, it's a weird time.
I mean, it's great, but it's not. With that comes other shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, the guarded nature you're describing, it is fear. It also, the society now, it's not just fear, it's your livelihood. You can now in
Yes.
the world, you can lose your money, your house, your anything at the drop of a hat. It's that how quickly it happens.
Only if you're on the nipple. And what I mean by that is if you're on the corporate nipple of a Disney,
exactly.
of an ABC.
Well, most people are though. Most
Yes.
people work for big companies and want to get a paycheck. You know.
Yeah, as entertainment, but entertainment's getting more independent. I posted something yesterday. The market cap from Apple to Disney is almost 20 times. 2.3 trillion of Apple, 150 billion Disney. Now think about that. There's rumors that Apple will buy Disney, which would be insane.
That would be crazy.
And then there's rumors that Amazon wants to bundle up Warner Brothers and Paramount and buy them. Think about that.
Yeah.
And there's going to be Netflix and Comcast, and that's it.
Maybe for a little, and then they're all gonna.
Yeah, and then the rest of us is this. So it's get an OnlyFans, get a Patreon, whatever. But what's scary is those platforms are starting to deplatform people for opinions too. So it's a crazy time, but I also think we're all going to have to be independent.
Yeah. Do you get deplatformed for some of your topics sometimes? Like, because you push it.
Never got a strike.
That's good.
Never got deplatformed. I had problems with TikTok in the beginning, and now they're cool. But I think everyone did, and I think we all they got through it. If I go too deep on the vax or anything, I kind of put that on Patreon. But Instagram's the one that demonetized me, which is bullshit.
Because of the vaccine and stuff and COVID?
Yeah, they said it's misinformation, but they're complete liars.
Wow. Yeah, that's also wild.
They're complete liars.
It's crazy that that's allowed.
The president of the United States, Joe Biden, said if you take the vax, you're not going to get COVID. He said, let me try to do him. How I taste? You take the vax, Jack. I got to work on the impression, but
Can I try it?
yeah.
Because I think you just tone him. He's almost falling asleep in my eyes. He's always like, "Hey, come on, man. Hey, you take the vax." That's how I think he sounds.
We can have a rate in the comment section.
I liked yours.
But he basically told everybody, take the vax and you won't get COVID. Well, that's not true. So that's misinformation.
Yeah.
So.
My algorithm, you're speaking to my algorithm on Twitter now since Elon took over, and I really do see the difference where it's because I've clicked
Good
on,
or bad?
I don't know. I've clicked on one car accident or one vaccine thing, and now I literally see the vaccine is killing you every day.
It is.
But
Wait, did you get it?
yeah, it's been fun, man. Is
How
that my
many
heart?
shots?
Is that my heart?
How many shots?
2.
You're fine.
Did you? Am I allowed to ask?
What do you think?
I don't know. You look like you didn't.
Fuck no. Fuck no. Are you kidding me?
Guess what? I guess why I did. Speaking of
There's no doubt. You're not a bad person because you did.
No,
Because you were
but-
coerced.
yeah, everyone had to go back to work to get it. That's what.
What
it
was your job?
Just my job, my regular job. Just
The
shoots,
local TV?
just filming stuff. Yeah, being on
Local
set.
TV made you get it.
That
Local
job,
TV.
not just that one. Other jobs within it. Yeah, filming interviews with being on set with people.
Union?
Yeah, both union and non-union. Yeah,
Non-union?
yeah. I mean, I don't know if
I would burn that fucking place down.
Listen, my heart has been skipping beats, and I'm worried.
No, are you
seeing
dead
Twitter.
serious?
No, but I see so many theories
Listen,
on Twitter now.
3
about
and
the
up.
heart.
3 and up.
What do you mean?
3 shots and up.
Oh, who got more than 2 though? If you
But
got more
that's
than
what I'm saying.
2,
If you're
a-
under
a sheep.
3, they say you're
Okay.
knock on wood. Over 3, probably possible. 3 or over.
Yeah.
So don't get it. In my opinion, do what you want.
No,
but
I think I'm
wouldn't.
fine now.
Yes.
I remember it got scary as a parent. I remember, and I don't have any real takes on the subject, but as a parent, I remember thinking, especially around here, you have kids 8, 9 years old. They're like, oh, it's going to be kids should get it. When kids weren't even affected by COVID, right? And I remember as a parent going, the kids don't need it. I understand adults getting it, trying to stop it. The kids is where I drew the line.
Bro,
Me.
God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt.
Yeah.
5-second rule. I mean,
Yeah.
these are all the sayings. Like I grew up playing in the mud.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
kids are healthy.
It's changed parenting too. Like kids get colds now, and they're like, "Oh, were you by that kid with the cold?"
My kid has a cold. He's got Marburg. Like they're so hyper. These parents.
Gangrene is back.
Yes. I mean, do what you want, but to me, it's like I wouldn't do it. I don't trust nothing.
I like the.
But I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I guess I am with it. I have to like wear a suit and all this stuff, and then people will not think I'm like that, I guess.
What? I'm talking about the same stuff with my.
No, I know, but because it's just funny how we're judging society.
Well, you are by appearance too, in a way. Also, I think because people know you without the scruff.
Yes.
We know you before scruff, just from the public.
Yes. And what happened is as I would work and I'd be one way.
Yeah.
And then in between jobs, I always like let the shit grow. And then the last 2 jobs I did, the last 2 movies, were both have beards.
Nice.
And I just fucking. But I'm gonna cut my hair and stuff.
Well,
I'm gonna try a theory with that. I'm gonna do
You should do a polish
clean,
thing.
but still talking crazy.
Yeah.
And see how people believe
Maybe
it.
yeah. I think perceptions like that, man.
I know, but the world is so crazy. People still buy into that shit. Teachers dress nice.
Yeah.
They'll also blow you in the back of home ec.
And it's fine if it's girl on guy.
It's not. Now they're going
It's
to
still
jail
illegal.
too.
But
They're
when we were
putting
in high
some fucking 8s in jail.
Yeah.
And the 17-year-old goes, "Mom, I was passing."
Mom, everybody
far.
high five me. By the way, we're saying guys.
Guys.
I don't want to condone
Guys.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But growing up, you think about if the guy had a crush on a teacher, it was like all the guys were like, "Yeah, dude."
Hot for Teacher, dude. It was a song.
Yeah.
Van Halen was an anthem.
Yeah.
But now that,
Now
yeah.
it's different time.
Yeah, very different.
But you can still talk about it as you do. I like that you don't trust anybody too. Wait, I'm a Gemini as well, and I wonder if it's part of. I'm not a look. I've been in LA 2 years. I'm not like a sign guy. You like a rock sign guy, stone guy.
What's that?
You know how people in LA get into their astrology and stones and sniffing burnt wood or whatever you do.
That's everywhere, but
It's worse here.
Well, yeah, but I don't do that either.
You've been here a while. You probably don't realize it anymore. It's worse here than anywhere else.
I mean, dude, there is some truth to like some energies with crystals. I
you
know that
wearing a
sounds
crystal?
crazy.
Are
No,
you
I'm
wearing a
not.
crystal right now?
But it's so funny because I went to the Ventura County Fair yesterday, and there was a crystal lady. So I'm a guy.
I
You're
told
catching
you.
me in my crystal phase, but I didn't get it. But there is. I don't know. I have to look more into it. I don't know. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Because I'm an East Coaster,
I know.
but I'm starting to be open minded.
You've been here
to
too
it.
long. That's my thing.
Possibly.
Bro, when my
It's a very good point.
When my buddy in California comes over to me to go out to dinner and he's wearing a fucking rock around his neck.
Hey, put this coffee up your ass.
Yeah.
It's the most sensitive area,
Yeah. Well, that's like everyone
but
now.
it'll clean you.
LA people are funny and smart about business.
Put
Like
this
everyone-
cricket carcass.
cricket.
Yes.
What about the ice baths? Everyone's doing ice baths now. Like it matters.
I want to. It's just so cool. I do infrared.
I do too.
I
The
do
sauna's
believe it
good.
works.
Sauna's good.
Yeah.
But the ice baths, I'm fine with you doing it. But when it becomes a business where you pay $150 a month to go in someone else's bowl of ice,
That's not terrible.
but you could do it at home. Well, you
could do it. You could do it. Sure.
do it at home.
I sometimes pay for things because I know if I pay for them, I won't waste it. So if I bought an ice bucket, I would probably never use it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I don't want to lose money. So that's
wanna
a
go
good way for
somewhere.
me to. No, it's a good way for me to make myself do it.
Incentivizes, yeah. But wait, why was I mentioning crystals? I was asking you
Because you
something.
were saying LA is a crystal haven, and you went to dinner and somebody had a rock.
Yeah, that was it. There was some point I wanted to make, but I'm not as professional now. I might have to take the jacket off because I
I
forgot
fucked
what
your
was
whole
saying.
brain up. We went deep down the rabbit hole.
I like going down the rabbit hole. That's
You
what I want
probably
to do with
didn't
you.
expect to have this
Oh,
convo.
see, I remember. Thank you. It was that you don't. I'm a Gemini.
Yeah.
So are you.
Yeah.
I'm also not super trusting. I always question. I've questioned my whole life since I was raised
Yeah.
Catholic in New Jersey, and I've always been seeking and questioning. And I do wonder if we share that sort of like. It is in my DNA to go like, what? Well, I want to be a rebel on this. Do you all think that? I'm going to think another way. It's almost like a
Well,
rebellion.
you were raised a Catholic, right?
Yeah.
Did you go to Catholic school?
I did. Did you?
For 12 years?
Yeah.
Me too. So didn't you feel that you were suppressed?
Well, yeah, you're told to just believe exactly one thing.
Did you
about-
go to all boys school?
I did. High school. Did you?
Of course. Did you then go to college?
I did.
I didn't. Where did you go to college?
I went to state school in New Jersey. I actually studied this stuff.
What was
That's
it
where I got
called?
William Patterson in New
William
Jersey.
Patterson, okay.
Bill on the Hill, we called it.
So don't you feel that you were put into like you weren't allowed to express yourself?
Yeah, I think I opened my mind more once I got to a public college.
Yeah.
In a way. I also I like the morality I was raised with. It's a weird like kind of in between.
Good morals, I
Yeah.
believe that. I have that as well.
Yeah.
Suppression with Catholicism.
Yeah.
Also, probably you have a big family.
1 of 5.
At East Coast, where they're like tough on you. So you're actually a pretty moderately, you're a even keel person for someone that's been raised in that.
You think?
Yeah, so I've probably hit my breaking point. That's what you're seeing right now. I play the game. I'm not this way because well, how can I say this? Anyway, yes, I agree with your
Are you
statement.
afraid to say what you're going to say?
No,
about
I have to
yourself?
form it.
Oh.
Basically, in a nutshell, I'm not this way. I'm the way I've always been, but I've, had to tone it down to, make myself more digestible to the public. And now, since I think all bets are off and the world is insane, that I'm just going to do what I want.
That's
and
great.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And I think that's probably where you want to be as an artist. I mean, obviously everything that's legal and moral.
Yeah,
But
but
other
I
than
lo-
that, all bets are off.
I love that you're that way. That I've seen you on stage and I know you're that way. I also think that's liberating. That's also why I'm attracted to stand up. There's no other art form where nobody can tell you how to be but yourself, and like unless you obviously say something terrible or illegal on stage. But there's nothing else. That's why I'm so attracted to it. So I relate to you. Like I also have felt constricted in my career so far playing the game, and we're different careers obviously, but I love the freedom of stand-up. There's literally anything you could do up there if you're getting laughs, and it's you. It's solely you.
Yes.
Authentic.
But it's like you have to figure out what you want to do in it. You know what I mean?
know.
You've got
I
a
don't know.
wife,
Yeah.
you've got 2 kids. You have a lot to go in terms of what you have a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
So for you to go on the road, you could be right now. I could see you doing a lot of corporates,
Let's go.
and then
That's good money.
and start doing that.
I'd like to.
And
yeah.
then you could just be your job. But if you want to be an artist, and you got to go out to the and do an 11:30 spot and
Yeah.
try to do 10 minutes of grimy, figuring out your material.
Yeah.
There's many paths, but it doesn't mean you can't be successful and don't have
Yeah.
to go down the rabbit hole all the time.
I think I like both things. I think you
Yeah.
figure out the business of it, but I also want to really be authentic to who I am up there. And honestly, doing it for only 4 or 5 years, I just started being authentic with my life and what I want to say, because I think it takes a couple years of like trying to be like other people. And that's why I like talking to you. You've been on stage for so long. You've been doing this for so long. You know who you are. You're liberated. You're truly yourself on stage. Obviously, I think it takes decades of work and figuring out what the hell you want to be.
It's good that you say that because I think it does, but it doesn't mean you can't be successful within the
No.
first couple years. I had a TV spot within 3 years.
Can we talk
But
about
it
this?
doesn't mean I was who I was.
Yeah, I mean, also in art, you're always looking at yourself. We all have. I have it. The biggest comedians have insecurities. You're always kind of trying to figure
Totally.
out what's this thing. If you get famous and you get money, I think it almost can mess with you because you still have to figure out like what's working and what do I bring to it. Like we're always looking at ourselves. Like what can I? I'm the same way. Like it's not going to change if I have more money in a special.
People don't want to hear jokes about Ferraris.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, and now it's either 2 types of people. It's like it's so bizarre where we're at. Like, literally, people are like food Instagrammers, and like this stupid loser clout chasing shit of like desperation. And look how cool my life is. But literally, if they walk out of their 1-room apartment, there's someone taking a shit in front of it. Like that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to. You can say, hey, like I'm a fake person, but I live in a shit-filled neighborhood. That's what I hate. So
Yeah.
that's why the world's fucked up because people are still putting this image out. Unless they really live that. If you really live, there are people that live at Celebration. You know what that is? Celebration is the town in Disney. Home started 5 million.
yeah, yeah.
And they literally live that life. Like if
Yeah.
you're TikToking from there, then that's your real
Yeah.
reality. But it's the other people that are. So that's what I'm saying. Like the world's so crazy, and we have like people completely escaping and completely fucked up.
Yeah, and people want to appear like it's so true. The inauthenticity that it's almost like as a comedian for so long, I'm sure you're like allergic to, because it's like, hey, I'm real.
Well, cool is the death of art, but it's really the death of comedy. Anyone trying to be cool, like I hate when I see like comics on stage and like And it's like, are you really having that good of a time? Like, really? Like, you know what's funny? My buddy, who's a young comic, who's great, and he was saying the other day about, like, you ever go to a restaurant and fuck, man, these people, just these ladies were like, and I'm like, is fucking Robin Williams over there? Like, how is this ever this funny? My buddy's like, yeah, these fucking 9-to-5 bozos out there giving these free laughs to some fucking guy that works in the fucking copy room. Like, and it's true, right? Like, they never laugh that hard at a club.
Right.
But at a Chili's, oh boy. And that's when I started going, this is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. You hate you don't want to be the funny guy in the office is different than the funny guy in the club.
You can be that, but, you know. Here's another thing. Don't ever. I hate it when people start comedy and they bring like. Well, I can't say that because I did that only in the beginning, and people would come to support like a show. But when they bring like 50 of their friends, they get a bad sense of security. So you can do that as a blanket for a teeny bit, but then you really got to go to a terrible bar and get up there and just eat a humongous cock to really understand the journey that you're on.
100%. I've done both as well. I've been around. I did a show once where like it was like a birthday like that, and there was stand-up had everyone birthday party.
And you killed.
I did, but it wasn't for me. It was other people, but they did. But same thing. It was like all about the comedian and their friends and the birthday. The whole night.
You weren't the comedian.
No.
So he killed.
Yeah.
And it was like he's like, I am now Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to a real spot.
Yeah. Well, that's what also the humility, and I talk about this a lot on this show, the kind of death of the ego and the humbling experience of falling on your face doing stand-up. I'm also attracted to that. We're talking about introspection. Like, I've been on cameras with famous people for a long time. That can go to my head, right, with the TV stuff. But stand-up, it can't go to your head for long. You have to continue to eat shit and get better. Like, truly.
Yeah, I mean, to get better, you're going to eat shit because you have to try something and you can't try it alone.
It's scary.
It can try it. So it just had to pick the right show because it seems like every show in LA now is always kind of packed, which is good, but it's like hard to work out. So you don't want to bomb. But yeah, you do have to try. And when you try, you can eat shit.
I've been forcing myself to work in a few new jokes per set, regardless of the night, because for a couple years I've been doing the same. I'm like, I'm not going to grow if I don't just like push it with some new. And I host a lot of shows because I do this, and it's natural for me to host. But I'm really enjoying spots now more because spots are a better measurement of the material. Starting cold for me is whatever. I don't want to blame the audience, but starting cold, I have a different set than when I do spots. You know?
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's normal. That's how you got to work around it, man. It's war.
Can I ask you quickly, because you mentioned your TV development and stuff? Before I ever was in this business, I fucking loved the Jamie Kennedy experience.
Thank you.
Experiment. Sorry, I said it wrong.
Big fan. Experience. I loved your show, the Jamie Kennedy excrement.
I love that.
Got him.
You like my prep? Hey, it's the monkey suit, man. It's monkey suit prep.
Monkey suit.
No. I watched that show. I watched your show when it was out live on television. I loved it. And then I just rewatched some knowing you were coming in. And all of it still holds up. All of it is so funny.
Thank you.
And also, you're so good. Like, as you said, you're not sure you're stand-up. You are such a good actor. I think that's why you're great at stand-up. Like, good actors are good at stand-up because your act-outs, your voices, they're so convincing. Seeing you do the ridiculous hidden camera roles on that show is some of the best TV ever, man. Just
Thank
so you know. I mean it.
That's
I've
really
watched a lot of
nice compliment.
Stuff. I mean it.
Yeah, it was an incredible time.
Also, what I noticed, because I work in this business, is it must have been amazing having the budget and the freedom you had to do the scenes you did. Like, you guys shot that with all these cameras, costumes, makeup. Like, what was the story behind getting the show picked up? Like, how long were you doing stand-up, and then you got that show, and it must have been like, oh my God, I got my own TV show. I'm doing it.
Well, no, I had struggled, like I said, for about 4 or 5 years. And then I had started getting noticed within the industry. So one of the first deals I ever got, we used to have development deals, right, or holding deals. That was something that was big in TV that doesn't really exist now. And that's why the writers and the studios are going to start talking next week, because all the deals that were on the studios are now done, so they owe no one money. So that was a little bit of a work that people don't realize. And so now they have to pay no contract. So now they have to start again, which is advantageous to the studio. So back in the day, they used to throw a lot of money around and give people. So I had a holding deal with MTV, and I did a presentation, which is not a whole pilot. And it was called Jamie on the Loose. And it was me going into different events using just my charms and like faking characters and putting on like disguises, but not makeup, to try to get in. And no one knew who I was. And that did not get picked up. Then I started getting commercials and stuff. Then I did movies for about 7 years. But, you know, my agents were like, you should become a known entity in comedy. And so they kept pushing me to TV, and I had a couple of development deals, and they never went anywhere. And then I said, this is really what I want to do. So I had all these characters, and I don't know, I auditioned for SNL a couple times. I didn't get it. And so I was like, well, I really want to do this, and I really want to show the town this. And so it was a long process, but I did another demo for the WB. They liked it. And then they gave us a few episodes just to try it out, like alternative programming. But the president loved it so much, and he's like, I'm going to give you like 8 episodes.
Wow.
And then once we started doing it, he would just laugh so much. He's like, this is so good. They really pushed the press, and I was off to New York and going everywhere. And it was just so different. People loved it. It wasn't a huge ratings getter, but it was an attention getter.
Yeah.
And, yeah, our budgets were good. I mean, it wasn't crazy. It was like $500,000, a little bit more an ep. But we had a big crew, and we traveled, and I did a lot of makeup, but I was the core center of the show. It was literally my show.
It was
and,
awesome.
And I was excited to do it, but it was a different thing than doing movies.
Yeah.
But only people like you get it. Like, really, people that love it really understand what it was. There's a lot of people just go, I liked your little... There was a big fucking actor. One day I'm going to name who it was. I'll never forget this meeting. Oh, boy, I want to say his name.
Just say it.
No, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm not
here.
there yet, but he's kind of my generation. And I went in and met with him after I had all my success for his fucking pilot. And I was like, I'm going to eat humble pie. I was in a cold spell in my career.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, man. I love your little prank show. And he fucking said, I love your little prank show. I'm going to take his little fucking neck and just fucking twist it off his little fucking body. And I wanted to fucking go, oh, I love your fuck. You know, it's like, if I named the name, you would not be surprised.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's exactly what the show wasn't. It wasn't a little prank show. It was a deep dive into human psychology presented in a funny, zany way. But it really was like I was a blind guy, and then I got a guy to be the assistant. And it's like, will this guy try to fuck my girlfriend? He did. I was a valet guy, and then another guy came back, and there was a dead body. Will he take a payoff to not say it? He did. So it was all about pushing people's humanity.
I love it.
And it's like, that's what it was. And it should be on to this day because people love it.
I think that there's something in the water if you were to ever do something like that again.
Bro, I can't do the characters.
Because they would recognize you?
No, think about it. Somebody posted something the other day of a black woman and then me. And I will say that on you. I played a black woman. That would be considered a felony now.
Yeah.
But it's not. I was acting. I was completely covered in latex. That's not, you know what I mean? But people can't accept that.
But wait.
But I will die on that
I
hill.
feel like you're safe because you were covered in latex. Like you didn't.
100%. But it's
You did
acting.
the voice, though. You did the voice.
Everything. But that's what acting is.
Yeah, I know. It's different, man. What I want to say, though, about the show, because I think I have a similar... I like messing with the public. You know, like I like reminding... It's almost like an inner child, like reminding the public to have fun, to question things. And that show is such a good example of, like, what would you do in this scenario? How funny is this? Like, you say outlandish stuff to people, like, in a real setting. Because you were so... I don't even know how you did it, man. You said... Your one-liners in that show are laugh out loud funny, like the whole time.
Thank you.
Like I watched one the other day. You're like a fake judge in a court show, and the two girls, and you're like saying like just the funniest like little character developments that they end up really like. This judge is really creepy, but like it takes a little bit of time for them to get there. You just subtly. I just think the world should be messed with. Like life is short. have fun with the world. I love doing content in the real world. Like I like being in a studio, but when you're out in the world and you kind of can get people in their element, I think that's where there's real entertainment and real fun because it humanizes everybody. I love that show did that. You brought everybody to this level of like, hey, this is happening right now. What are you going to do? I mean, Punk'd was that way. There's been so many shows since then that have been similar. You're one of the best to ever do it. Now there's a show that's copying that. There's the Court Show. It's a very similar setup.
I heard this.
It's a very similar setup.
I heard this.
It's Netflix,
There's a show
right?
called Jury Duty. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's basically a hidden camera show with everyone's in on it but the one guy. It's basically what you did. And I think you should see
And
that.
I heard James Marsden, who I love, great
Yeah.
dude, got nominated.
Did he? I don't know. Yeah.
They wouldn't even look at my show at the Emmys.
Here's what we need to do. You know how musicians...
Is that true?
Yeah.
I have to see this, but I was a character. Is it really funny?
I heard it was funny. I've seen some clips. I heard it's really funny. Yeah.
Wow.
It's on Freevee, right? Freebie?
Wow. I mean, look, what can I do? I'm early.
I mean, no, I'm not. I'm saying you did it so well. I think it still works and resonates that type of content with people now, and that's an example that's.
Oh, the audience will love it.
Yeah,
but the
it's-
people making decisions in town are just too.
Well, they're
annoying.
people are afraid. They want to be safe. I feel like.
Yeah,
With
they're
comedy.
woke.
Yeah, they want to.
They're fake woke.
Yeah, exactly. If it checks the box, it'll get made.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's going to be funny or good. You know.
Yeah.
But that show apparently is funny. But I think it's just interesting how that we need to get you like how musicians like the Marvin Gaye estate sued Robin Thicke for that song that was a little bit similar. You can go after Marsden here. We can get a little percentage of the earnings because that's how the
fine.
world is now.
No, I would. I
just
God
kidding.
bless them. Like
I'm just messing with you.
But it's let everybody go. My life is. I'm fine. There's a lot of things that I've touched that I feel that I was early in on, but. I mean, that's just the way it is. Good art. It's a form of flattery.
Yeah.
If they did watch my show.
Yeah.
You know, if they make $1 billion, I'd be like, yo, break me off.
Yeah, but I also think you did that show a couple years. So
Did it for 3 years.
So you had a good run. It's not
Yeah.
like, it's not like
I
you
had.
just-
It's a great piece of my arsenal.
What are you proudest of, if you could admit to me, from this journey you've been on so far? Because
In life.
yeah,
Or in my
entertainment,
career.
life. It could be life, just because you have done a lot of things. Your resume is impressive. The movies, I love when you joke about I'm not Malibu's Most Wanted and your set, and the movie's still so funny. You've done tons of movies, Scream, everything, but outside of show business too, I'm sure there's.
I would probably keep it in show business. That's probably my thing. I don't know, dude. I've had different eras. Like I've been in movies, with Leo and Will Smith and George Clooney, and that's like one era that's incredible. And then I became like a comedy entity and a TV star with the Jamie Kang Experiment, and Malibu, and really fun, loving. That's another era. And then I started doing some dramas with Ghost Whisperer, and Criminal Minds is another era. And then. Then I've been part of some legacy movies that aren't huge, but Tremors. I was in some of the Tremors movies, which are now becoming big again through home video. And
Sure.
I mean, I've done in comedy. I've done like Heckler is a big documentary people love.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what I'm most proud of. I'm just lucky that I've touched all corners. I always tell people I'm never on the cover of Rolling Stone, but I'm in it. you
Yeah.
know? And I think that that's kind of where I'm at right now. And my new journey is, it's funny you said what you said, because my new journey is comedy, cons, and conspiracy. And that means like I do comedy to my audiences that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Cons are these big conventions I go to that like are horror cons and super, hero cons, and I'm now a person that signs stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then conspiracy, which is not really conspiracy to me. It's just looking for the truth.
I love it.
But acting, like, I got this movie. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but
Yeah, go
that's
for it.
coming out in December independently, probably 10 theaters. And then,
Nice.
so if I'm going to act and stuff, I'm going to really probably put it together myself. And hopefully, if I do some legacy shit still, which I will, it's just, I'm not going to fight for it. I'm not going to go fight for
Yeah.
a guest spot on an HBO show. It's just
Yeah.
stupid.
Well, I like the freedom it seems like you have. That's why I was asking what you're proudest of, because I like what you said earlier. You're
I have
like,
different things, few things.
but that also speaks to what you said earlier about, like, I've been fortunate to kind of do different pockets. You got back into stand-up, but then you did movies. I think it's a good lesson for a guy like me or people getting into this business where it's like you have to continually navigate and continue being yourself and do different types of stuff? Because you're a good example of like every kind of bucket of the business you've touched and done well in. So that's like
it's
epic.
crazy.
That's epic.
Besides art, like drawing, like I've had a record deal, I've had comedy specials, I've hosted a game show, I've been in an Oscar-winning movie.
That's
like,
so cool,
It's
man.
bizarre. It is.
That's
I'm
awesome.
very fortunate.
Did you always
Hallmark.
want to, I guess it's sort of sentimental, but I'm always curious about, getting into this. I know your upbringing a little bit. I know you're from Upper Darby, which my wife's from Philly, so I feel like it's kind of
What part?
Bucks County, Ben Salem.
Yeah, she's in a nicer area.
Yeah, your family have accents? They do, right?
Big time.
Yeah. Water.
Yeah.
Go down to the
Yeah, we'll go. I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, we'll go to Wawa, I'll get you salad.
Yeah, you want to go to Wawa, get a salad.
Yeah.
It's got a T on the end. You got go say Eggles.
Eggo sweet
The
tea.
Eggles. And no, fuck you, dude.
Yo,
Fuck you. You looking at me? You ain't fucking better than me.
What?
Fuck you, dude. It's almost like
You want to get some hoagies?
European, the way how
I
guttural
can't hold
can
it.
be.
I tried to do it for my
But you're
in-laws.
from New Jersey.
Yeah, I try to hold the Philly one, but I can't do it.
Did you get rid of your accent?
The fuck you talking about?
So that's different. It's weird how close you are, but how different your accent is.
What?
Yeah.
It is weird. You guys have some weird. The Philly twang is odd. It's like you can't. It's like some weird
I lost
Pilgrim.
it, but it comes out when I get really emotional.
Really?
Yeah.
Like so, if you're fighting with your girl or something, you'll be like, "Why don't you go get a hoagie?"
Yeah. Do you want me to put a fucking tasty cake up your ass? I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
But my question about upbringing, because I think this is very New York, New Jersey. We really feel tied to where we're from and who we are. Like I came out here 2 years ago, and I think I'm surprised in this conversation I didn't tell you I was Italian from New Jersey sooner. Maybe I did. We really tell everybody, and we feel so proud of where we're from. You came out here a long time ago. You got into what you got into. Your dreams have come true. So when I ask you like what you're most proud of, is it also interesting thinking back to like coming from where you're from, PA, to do the Hollywood thing, to actually do it? Because I'm always curious about what happens once that happens. Because here you are working and doing your thing. We can kind of, in our heads, blow up the idea of making Hollywood as like the end goal. And I feel like you've made it in many respects, like we're talking about. Do you ever think back to coming here? The idea to come here, like, hey, I'm going to leave PA and go do Hollywood. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it happen. Does it ever come through your head anymore?
Wait, what's your question
I don't know.
specifically? I want to be an interviewer.
Yeah.
What is your specific
My
question?
specific question is,
I love it.
I'm
And do I
curious,
think about how I've
like the trajectory
achieved
from that time and like, can you think back to being the young Jamie Kennedy?
I
and
think it's a
coming from
couple,
PA?
a couple of answers to that. You have a couple questions there. I love where I'm from more than ever now. I can appreciate Philly so much more. Because it embraced me. Unfortunately, I had to go out and make a name for myself for it to do it. But it will tell you that it made me because they gave me tough love, which this is an argument I have with my brother. You know, my brother's like, if me and Mom weren't hard on you, you'd still be working at Domino's. But I'm like, well, you could have hugged me. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, does pressure build a diamond? It does.
It does.
But, then you get people like me that are like, you make, millions of dollars and you sit in a big house by yourself and you just got a blowjob off some chick you don't care about. And you're like, who loves me? Deep. But so it's like, you have to go through that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Is that going to get me in trouble that I've had blowjobs in my life? Is that illegal to say?
Say whatever you want. I'm not going to police you.
So you go through everything. You buy cars, you have, you hook up with, women, you drink, I was never a drug guy. You go through all these different things. And at the end of the day, you're like, what makes you happy, right? So I do believe your roots, like Philly made me. And then when I started doing it, they rolled out the red carpet, but not in a way that was claiming. It was more they were actually proud. Like they really did. Like I got to host the All-Star game when it was in Philly. Allen Iverson, that's
Wow.
I was the second piece of. I was the second TV show ever to film at the Link.
Yeah.
I thrown out a pitch at the Phillies game, you know. So it's like they really are proud of me, and that's different than like claiming me. And they are happy, and a lot of people have come out, and the city has gotten so much better. It's gotten because the Eagles. It's sports have made it an international hub. Finance, it's artistically a lot of Bradley Cooper, Kevin Hart, Will Smith. Tons of people have come out of there. So the food scene, I love the city more than I ever have. I feel very home there.
That's cool.
I don't know if I'm ever going to live there again, but who knows? Like, I do feel like home there. That's number one. And yes, have I looked at my journey and said it is kind of crazy? I was thinking about this the other day because I didn't really know anyone. But I was delusional, bro. Like, I tell people this, and it's like, you can't. Like, here, I'm going to say something, and you have to figure out how you want to do it. Like, Bill Cosby, it's a name you can't say anymore. He's from Philly. He was 25 years old, very educated guy, went to Temple. He was paying $1 a day to take a shower in a walk up in New York City, to be a host at like some club. And Woody Allen was like the headliner. Jesus Christ, you want to talk about a club? They had a club, but their talent is another thing. Okay, you want to talk about with Epstein at the open mic. So, but what I'm saying, at the time when I was coming up, Bill Cosby was one of the biggest comics in the history of comedy, and he paid $1 to shower every day, and he would make $2 a set or something, I read. And it was like basically half of his earnings were to take a shower. But he followed his dream. He had an education of a school. Now, obviously, he's a very successful comedian and also a very successful rapist. So I don't condone the rape part of his degree. But what I'm trying to say is I started, this journey was 18 years old. Yeah. So I have 7 years. And if I'm not making I'm not making $2 a set. Here, most people are delusional. And don't get mad that I use him as an example. I'm using him as an artist, okay? Is that most people go, well, it's not. You ever hear people like, I was delusional in the sense that most people say, I'm going to give myself 1 or 2 years. And I'm like, you're not in the game.
Yeah.
You're disrespectful. You don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to give myself 10 years. I'm going to give myself really 12 years till I'm 30. And if I haven't made like a couple of dollars in commercials, if I haven't done like 3 commercials, I'll give myself another 5 years, and then I'll reassess it at 35. That's mad delusion. Because I would think if 17 years doing it, I can't figure out how to fucking either break in, or people just told me I stunk every day, then I would say, well, I know I'm a good hustler, so I'll maybe be an agent or a manager. So am I surprised where I'm at? Yeah. Like, I had no one, but eventually people kind of confirmation bias, if you will. Only the feedback. I would go and bomb for 4 minutes straight, but if I got one snicker, I'd be like, I'm on the right path.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had nothing though, bro. Like, I had no girlfriend. I didn't have a dog. I was living in the back of his apartment. Like, I was paying him a little bit of money for a bed. Like, I had nothing, but I set my life up to only pursue it.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, you were Cosbying.
But I mean, that's another thing. It's like, can somebody be a monster and also be a great artist? Both of those things can be true.
Because you can still listen to Michael Jackson, and people don't,
But there's an argument: did he do it? Did he not? Right? There's that's a deeper convo that we could go into a rabbit hole. But the bottom line is, as the person, I always felt in comedy, and it's so much different now. Like, you can literally just go and there's somebody I heard the other day who had like 12 million. He has 12 million TikTok followers. Yeah. And he's so successful on TikTok that he wants to start doing.
It keeps happening.
Comedy, or live or whatever. Like, and by the way, you should do that. But like, people, I was a real comic. I forget what it was, and he was like, "Yeah, the guy wants to start. He's got to learn how to do 5 minutes."
Yeah,
and that's good. But what's my point? My point is, that's a reverse engineering of it.
Right.
So there's no rules anymore. There's no whatever. But am I surprised? Yes, but I did it the right way. I believe I did it the long way. Not that I wanted to, and I did it the only way I knew how.
Yeah, in a way, you're talking about.
But I am very fortunate.
Yeah, you're talking about paying dues, and I like that answer too because I do find I ask because I've been around. I've been famous adjacent for a long time, and I've been around people who've made a lot of money. And I
Great
understand.
term.
Yeah, I'm working on a concept about that too, famous adjacent, because what you're describing, the cars, all the stuff. At the end of the day, you have to have real stuff. You don't write good material that relates to the world if you're not living a real life, if you don't have the struggle of what you went through. So I think it actually matters for comedy the most. Like that's why when you see big comedians go off the stratosphere, it's like, how good is their next special? I always wonder if they get super famous because you have to maintain the humility of real life to write, to be a performer, to be relatable.
Yeah, to me, like if you go and you're huge and then you're become less huge, you were already huge. So to me, you won. You beat the game.
Yeah.
So to maintain that, that would be very difficult.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like you can't. Who's writing new material for 30 years in anything, music? That's why like. Yeah. Taylor Swift is bigger than she's ever been, and she's been doing it 20 years. That's incredible with new music.
Yeah.
So it's like you can, I think that, Chappelle's always going to be prolific. He'll probably do comedy until he's 120, all new stuff. And Bill Burr, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So I don't know, but I don't get mad at people that just rely on the hits too.
Yeah, everyone has their thing.
What your journey is, but at the end of the day, I've done 3 specials and in a documentary 4. I think, the most I've ever heard of people done like 9 or something, and people are already getting there. So it's like, once you're at a place, and it's like, sometimes I literally go, I don't know how much more stand-up I'm going to do. Yeah. Like, I could literally just do this if I can figure out the economics of this, I don't mind it, and then go out sometimes because I do love talking to a microphone. I do love talking to people.
Yeah.
I've already done all the other stuff, and it's like I don't need to prove that I can do an accent. I've done it.
Yeah, I think you can do this more and more. It is more independent now. This is the future. I think what you're doing is awesome because that's totally sustainable. Totally.
It is. But we literally have to figure out, like, here's the only way you never get canceled. I was reading about it. There's a server in Netherlands that is like, I know this sounds crazy, but literally like Patreon can cancel you. Do you know that, right?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, they can cancel you and then not take your payments, or the App Store cannot allow to have you in the app. Like if you Alex Jones has literally been deplatformed.
Right.
But there's a server in the Netherlands where you can host your site, and they said they will never cancel anyone. Obviously, within legal reasons, if it's like horrific. So I thought, well, that's one way, like, to get the message out. You can host whatever you're doing on that server that's in the Netherlands.
Are you on it yet?
No, but I'm like, that's always my fallback plan of like, if I get to. But I try to say things within reason, like. It's like I don't want to derail the combo, but like you're talking about darker bits. Like I'm working on a bit right now about maps. Do you know what maps are? This is very different than you wearing a suit. Do you know what maps are?
No. Well, maps, like going places?
No, it's another term. Maps are minor attracted persons. Do you know what that is?
People attracted to minors?
It's basically it's a dressing up of the word pedophile or pedo. See how dark this got. So
I've heard of this. Actually.
So it's like, hey, why don't say they're pedos? Call them minor attracted persons. Robbing your house is just helping you declutter.
Yeah.
So I can't really. I try to do the bit, and people get so depressed.
Well,
because I don't know how to make that funny. But what I'm saying is, I don't know why I'm saying this.
I like it. I think you can joke about anything.
But that's what I'm saying is that's where I'm at in my life. Like that's an insane concept.
That is weird. Yeah, like trying to
don't villainize these people.
Yeah. Like let's their attraction should be respected. Is what that's saying.
It's also like there's a saying I saw the billboard the other day. And it says abortion saves lives. Have you told that to the baby? It was like. Oh, God. Have you asked the baby?
Yeah.
Now, that's not right-wing or conspiracy. That's just a pushback of what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. I had a group of bikers tell me that biking helps traffic once because I was pissed off of the biking community cycling. Same thing. We're helping traffic. by being on a bike.
Annoying on a bike?
Yeah, by being in front of me in my car and blocking the road. That helps traffic.
That's
You're causing it.
That's a good, exactly. That's a good entryway into those darker bits
Yeah.
because it's a light premise that people can digest.
Yeah.
But you're 100% right. When I see a bike in front of me, I literally go, "You're not a fucking car.
Bro.
Get the fuck out."
I actually,
Get the fuck out.
Speaking of getting canceled, I want your take on this, and I will let you go. I did get in trouble with the biking community my first month in LA because I have a Jeep, and I did Instagram a video where I said, "You're not." I literally said, "You're not a car. Get out of my way." Thank you.
I
It was a
love
bit.
you.
It was
That's
a bit.
great.
It was a bit on my Instagram for a week. Everyone said, "I agree with you. I agree with this is funny." A week later, the biking community got it, and they literally had death threats, and I had to take down the video, and I had to call my boss at NBC that said, "You should apologize." And I was like, "For what? For telling a biker he's in the way? What is
Dude.
going on with the world?"
You cucked. I hate to say it.
Oh, I took it down
You cucked down.
because they were threatening my family, man. I was like, I don't want to deal with this noise.
No, you're a good person. You want to take care of your family.
I didn't want to deal with the threats. But
That's
you're-
insane.
You're also, and I had a
It's insane, and NBC did that.
Well, somebody said, well, you know, they feel like a marginalized community. I'm like, marginalized for a white person's hobby where bikes cost $2,000? How are you marginalized? Go to Uganda. We
They
talk about
said that?
Yeah.
Who said it's a marginalized community?
people online. They're like, we're marginalized.
Bro,
So to your point, I'm glad I'm telling you because this.
you should do a video of you smashing bikes,
I actually, I want
throwing bikes into incinerators.
I wrote an apology video I was going to do with puns on a Peloton. I was going to be like, we get off on the wrong. I had no keg stand.
I got off on the wrong pedal.
The wrong pedal. All this stuff.
Dude.
I actually want to make this a bit that I'm working on. I just need to write it out.
Bro,
Don't worry about
that's
it.
sad.
It's so crazy. That's the world now.
Let me show you something along the lines of that. I did a show in New Orleans, and they have something called the Naked Bike Ride,
Okay.
where it's not going to be great or you and I do it. You still got your penis, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you have to ask. It's 2023. You got the penis. You got meat and two veg, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you and I are sitting on a seat, it's already intense with close.
Right.
But when those things are off, it ain't gonna feel good. So let's say we had a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
That seat could be actually engulfed, right? Depending on what type of vagina you have and how much use it's gotten. I thought that would get a laugh. So,
Yeah.
so what I'm saying is they have something called a naked bike ride. And I think when people do that shit, it's complete bullshit. It's just a bunch of pervs that want to get together
Yeah.
and be like, hey, we're here for a cause. So their cause for the naked bike ride was to bring awareness to recycling. It wasn't even the biking community. And it's always people that you don't want to see naked. It's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that body part on you. It's never like hot people.
What's the thinking?
So it's basically like, hey man, we're gonna gather with a bike, and some guy's gonna fluff himself. So he's got some good, he's got holding a good 5, saying he'll grow another 3. He's gonna claim he's an 8er, and he's got some chick that one of them might get juicy. That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's
it's just-
all that is, and it's creeps, it's freaks. But if you say that, you're a piece of shit.
Well, why? You're
Just do it with the clothes on,
Yeah.
because people don't want to admit it.
But this is what I like about you is you see through BS and you can tell it's clearly crap.
That's our New Jersey Philly connection, bro.
must be.
That's our Camden.
It must be.
Right? We don't walk through Camden. Like, you should be able to, but you can't.
No, and you don't.
Exactly. Because you'll get fucking knifed. I did a joke about this girl, and I was doing something about it. I was talking about women. It was in the height of the women anger. And I'm like, some lady, I did a joke about, you can't walk through the Bronx at 2:30 a.m. on a hot July night. You just can't with a very small bikini top. And some lady's like, why not? It's our body, our choice. And I go, it should be. You should be able to. But I should also turn on my faucet and chocolate should be able to come out of it. But I don't live with Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
It's
Here's
like
the realness.
And that's what we're saying is like,
Yeah.
you should be, but this is the reality of the situation.
Right. But people now don't want to hear the reality if it doesn't fit into whatever sort of virtue signaling, viewpoint they have.
Then take the subway. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
Then you might catch a blade. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I've taken the subway as a young child from like 10 on.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful education.
Yeah,
I had my mother was smart and protected me. And you probably took a lot of New Jersey
Totally,
Transit.
totally.
And so you just are going to learn.
it's social learning. It's street smarts. That's why I was asking you about going back to where you're from, because I'm convinced our surroundings, our upbringing does form, even in a comedy way, the way we see the world, the way I see LA now being fresh here is because of where I'm from. You know.
Well, it's a different time, but not to go too long, but since you're old school, you should read Jackie Gleason's book. It's
I would
an
love to. What's
amazing
it called?
read. I think it's called Jackie.
Oh, I'd love to.
I read all those books. I read Dino. I read all that stuff.
Oh,
just
Dino's
to
one of my favorite autobiographies.
amazing.
It's a great book.
But Jackie Gleason said there wasn't an unfunny kid in Brooklyn, which is, I consider the East Coast like that. So to answer your question on 3 levels is, you either were funny or you're fighting, and I wasn't about to fight. You're a funny fighter or fuckable, and hopefully though you can have a combination of all 3, right? Also, there's a hustle game within the East Coast. Now, it's a lot different now because the East Coast has gotten a little soft because the Philly's gotten successful. There's people there getting offended more than they ever would have.
You're right.
But I came up and probably a little earlier than you, but you still have the tail end of, there's a grind, man. It's a hardened city. It's the subway. It's that noise. It's screechy metal on the fucking track.
Yeah.
And you can come out here and everyone's like, would you like some sprouted yeast? And you can hustle because you have a tiger's mentality.
Yeah.
So that's how you can become successful. So those type of things have raised me. But I also do appreciate the softness of Los Angeles, of admiring the beauty of a surf.
Listen, I appreciate that you argue with your girl in a Philly accent, but you're not kidding anybody that you don't have a stone in your pants. That's what I'll say here for the end.
What does that mean?
The stones, the crystal. I should have said crystal.
That was weird.
It would have been a better
I was
punch.
like, is he calling my dick a stone? Like, yes.
You know what? I was trying to make
packing a
a LA joke, and I did because it was gayer than I meant.
Yeah, it was super.
It was
super. Can we say super gay?
Yeah. I mean, you're not.
Canceled.
Yeah. Jamie, we went over the time I said we were going to do because I'm having such a good time with you.
Thank you, buddy.
As we started this, I want to end the same way. Are you glad you came to this stranger's place for the show?
Yeah, man, you're cool. Listen, you did Tom Dreesen, that's all you had to say. He's the biggest legend of all. He opened up for Sinatra. You don't get any bigger than that.
See how I worked that in?
He's one of the greatest comics on and around. And I love your studio. You guys are respectful. I'm in.
Listen,
I hated just the whole big timing me because it was like 1 in the morning. I was half asleep. I was on
sorry,
an Ambien.
I would never say it to
and
you
you're
again.
like, big timing me. And then it was text, and I don't know him. So you got a little too comfortable.
No, it wasn't comfortable. It was where I'm from. I said it how it was because I was messing with the situation.
I know, but my vagina hurt.
We weren't there. Well, listen, we weren't there yet. Now we're there.
Yes, now we're there. I got it.
Hey, we needed this.
By the way, I'm the same way, but I've become soft in certain ways. I get a little
He's
emo.
going back to his crystals. Jamie,
Yes.
thank you for coming on. It's great to see you, man. You are a legend in your own right, so don't forget that.
Appreciate
Good luck
you.
with everything. Make sure you guys follow Jamie. If you don't,
Go to my
follow his-
website,
go to-
jamiekane.com.
Go to his website and check out, what's the name of the movie? I'm still doing the hosty thing.
Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say it because I don't want
Don't
to.
Suck?
Yeah.
Yeah, check out Don't Suck when it comes out. And I implore you, because I've been fortunate to share the stage with this guy and see him live just as a fan. Go see him live when he's still doing comedy this year. He's so funny. Jamie Kennedy, everybody.
Preach.